Hey guys, so today is Scout's first session on the treadmill. We really want to get him used to it just as another form of exercise for him, but it's going to really help with his obedience as well, as he is a young boy, so we do want him to start getting used to different surfaces. He is very energetic as well, so in the heat outside this will provide another good way to build his confidence and to work some of that energy out as well. Just trying to chew that sit tight. Good boy. So what we're going to do is we've just turned on the switch for the treadmill. I've got his daily food here as well. And what we're going to start doing is luring him onto the treadmill and then giving him some of that food and then releasing him off again. We're going to do that a few times and then start in building some of his obedience into it as well. So asking him to sit and down, and then what we'll start doing is we'll start upping the speed on the treadmill so he can hear it first before he hops on, and then we'll hop him on and we'll get him running. So I'll show you guys what we're doing. Right, get him. Good boy. So he loves his food, so I'm going to lure him through. Good boy. So I'm just holding that food to his snout. I'm going to say break. He already knows break, that means he's released. Giving him some more food. Then we're going to repeat that a few times. It's a narrow space. Come on, buddy. There you go. That's it. Good boy. Break. So as part of Scout's training, routine is we're hand feeding him all of his food anyway, just because of his aggression in the crate. We want him to really trust me and to get used to, everything that he wants and needs comes from the human, just so it helps to build in that respect, but it also helps him to trust as well and to learn that, we don't mean any harm. We're just here to provide him with the things that he needs, and that he doesn't need to fear or worry about that. Come on, buddy. Good boy. There you go. Good man. I'm going to ask him to... Oh, he's already laying down on there. There you go. Good boy. That's it. Break. Good. So he's not worried about it at all. It is an older machine, so it does make a few creaks, which is really good as well for him to get used to. He's naturally wanting to hop up on there himself. I'm not asking him to, so I'm going to pay him heavily for that. Good boy. Sit. That's it. Good. Although we won't really need to learn how to lay on it, it can be another form of place for him as well. He's choosing to do that on his own, so I still want to reward that. Good boy. Break. As he's quite comfortable, I'm going to move up to just upping the speed on it so he can hear that first. I'm just going to pair that sound with some food. Good boy. Break. Good. So getting your dogs to work or to concentrate around things that might frighten them or might concern them is a really good way to get them used to it. And using their daily food to, help them have something to focus on while that's going on in the background. It helps make it less scary, and it kind of bridges that gap between just going straight on into something new for the dog. Especially puppies, you really want to expose them to as many different sights, smells and surfaces as possible. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. That's it. He's not phased at all. Now up that speed. It's a bit louder. Yes, nice. It's a good boy. Break. Good. It's a good boy. Sit. Yes. Good. So he's quite calm. If the dog was a little bit more nervous, probably would work through this process a little bit longer. For some dogs, it's just better to get them straight on and get them going. For him, he's quite comfortable, so I'm going to move him back onto the machine now and start slow and see how we go. All right, treadmill. Good boy. I'm going to give him some food again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some leash pressure up to keep him standing. I don't want him in a down position on here. And I'm just going to get that going. So they can look a little bit concerned at the start. I'm not making him go too fast, but I am still holding that leash there. I don't want to have it taut and tight and create any unnecessary tension for him. But what I do want to do is, give him guidance still. So I want him to know that he's not expected to walk off it. All he's expected to do is to stay calm on there and to keep walking forward. So some dogs also want to sit and lay down. That's pretty normal. So what I'm going to do is just slowly pick up that speed. Good boy. And I'm going to bring that food back in as well to lure him forward if he takes it. But he's not going to take it at the moment, so I'm going to keep using leash pressure. Let him get used to that. Good boy. It's all right. He's a little bit uncomfortable in the car as well, like different vibrations and things tend to trigger him and make him feel a little bit nervous. So this is going to be a really good exercise for him to overcome and to build kind of a bit of resilience and confidence as well. Although normally he's quite confident jumping up on things, different surfaces can really, test your dog, and to make them learn new skills is really important and a really good bonding experience for you and your dog as well. So as you can see there, he's a lot more relaxed and comfortable. So I'm going to stop that there. I'm going to reduce the speed down and break him out. Break. Good boy. So I want to really end it on a positive session for him. I don't want to kind of hop him off take him off too soon when he's a little bit nervous. I want to wait till he's understood kind of what's expected of him on there and then break him off. Let him kind of think about that for a couple of minutes. Work through some of that obedience. Break. Good boy. That's a good boy. Sit. Good. Down. Good man. Good boy. That's it. Right, treadmill. Good boy. So I'm just going to do one of popping him on and then releasing him before we get started again. I like to kind of at least do 2 smaller sessions on there for the first time, just so they kind of get used to the fact that they will be on there for more than a minute. Break. Good boy. You're so good. That's it. Good boy. Break. Sit. That's it. Good boy. He does know his obedience, so I don't want to be relying on luring him for everything. I want him to start learning for himself without food. Down. Yes, good boy. And that's kind of really your decision as to, your dog or the dog that you're working with as to when they actually know that command. If they start only doing it for food, then you kind of need to move to a different phase of the training. But yeah, Scout's already pretty proficient in his obedience, so we're starting to build in things that he knows with something that he doesn't know to help bridge that gap and make it a little bit more easier for him. Right, Scout, treadmill. Good boy. We're going to get that started straight away so he doesn't have too much time to get fussed about it, make too much of a concern about it. And as you can see, he kind of just moves straight on into it. So if you're calm and confident, you're not kind of overly praising them or making too much excitement around it, it allows them to think and process as well. Good boy. I'm not moving away from him just yet, showing him that I still am sticking around. Anything you're worried about, I'm still here. Don't need to worry. That's a good boy. Let's see if he takes some food now, just from the front of the treadmill. There you go, good boy. That's it. So sometimes food can distract them too much. So you want to be able to make sure you assess whether it's best for your dog. A lot of dogs will be fearful, so they won't actually take food. But for him, he's starting to work through it quite fast. But probably actually up it a little bit more for him because he's quite energetic. Good boy. You don't want to like up the speed too fast for them so their mind is too occupied. You want to find that healthy mix of where they're concentrating but they're not too stressed about it. It's just a comfortable pace for them. Good boy, Scout. I'm going to see if he takes that food mixed in here and there. That's a good boy. So as he's starting to get more comfortable, he's taking the food now, which is great. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Good boy. So I will apply some leash pressure forward if he starts to lag too far behind. I don't want him kind of getting used to trailing too far back. He's got to be able to moderate his speed and keep up when he needs to. This also translates over to heel as well, where if you've got a dog that when they're tired they just want to lag behind or sit and look at everything else. If you get them on the treadmill, it also teaches them how to focus on a job, which heel is, and it's really good for their minds as well. That's why it's doubly exhausting for them. They're getting the physical exercise, but their mind's also really focused on not falling off and, that job of keeping walking in a straight line. So it's really great. Good boy. I'm not giving him handfuls of food, I'm just giving, a few bits of kibble here and there. Good boy. So he'll learn when he starts to feel that tension on the leash that he needs to move forward again. Sort of like with heel, he's lagging behind. As soon as he feels that tension, needs to adjust his speed. That's all him there. I've got this wrapped around, but I'm just holding it for safety for now. Good boy. That's it. Good boy. Sometimes the slower you go on the treadmill, obviously not too slow, but the slower you go, it's actually better for some dogs. So dogs that are always on and always focused on being a little bit more pushy, I guess, and testing boundaries. I find going slower on the treadmill actually helps them slow down their mind as well. So it kind of works in more ways than one. It's not just that physical and mental exercise, but it teaches them just how to slow down in general and pay attention. It's a good boy. It's pretty warm in here, just in the garage, so we'll just let this be a 10-minute session and then we'll end it there. He's on almost 9 minutes now. That's crazy how quickly that's gone. It's a good boy. Good job. Boy Scout. So this seems to be a really good speed for him where he can comfortably concentrate, but it's also challenging him as well and testing him. Good. Okay. Alright, so we're on 10 minutes. So I'm just going to wind it down to a cool down. So I'm going to slowly reduce that speed for him. Just so it's not a dramatic stop. Good boy. Good work. Good boy. Sit. Good. Always like to end it on a positive note. Good boy. Break. That's a good boy. Hey, good job. There you go. So that's Scout's first session on the treadmill. Good boy.